looks like we are live. Give it a couple seconds. Very bad connection as always, but that's just how these things tend to go. You want the window down?
No, baby.
Keep it up, buddy.
No, because they're buzzing you.
Okay. Did he go out?
Give it a couple more seconds. Just a few seconds for you to enjoy our very bad connection. Currently in Valdosta, Georgia, which is, if you've ever been through Georgia from Florida, you probably know it. Viking Creative and Nola Deej, two friends. Hello, my friends. Good to see you guys. And a yo-yo to you too, Deej. It's quiet out here. I'm gonna turn this around so you can see where we are. Little barbecue place. Those kinds of barbecue places always have the best barbecue too. No, Deej, nobody should be listening to that terrible band, Florida Georgia Line. And yet, so many people do. Got the Farmer Brown Wholesale Warehouse over there. And the Carter & Sons Produce. And a whole bunch of gas stations like this one that are completely out of gas. Mark Fun Jones, what's up, buddy? Might be seeing you in the next few days. Looks like the Citgo over here actually still has some gas. That's the first gas station I've seen in a little while that actually still has a little petrol, as Mark and his friends probably call it. Mark, you probably don't actually call it that at this point. But, we're on, what is it, 441, I want to say? 41. Was it? 40. Just played 41? We are on 41. 41, which takes you from 95 to 75. We're trying to cut around 75 for as much of it as we can, because it's supposed to be a parking lot. It's taking us through these little small towns, as you can see here. This is the most civilization we've seen probably in about 2 hours. Like right over there is Hip Hop Fish and Chicken, which I don't know why, it just strikes me that should be offensive. I'm just kidding. I actually know why I find it offensive. Hello, Puma. A lot of abandoned gas stations. A lot of churches. Definitely a small town feel out here. Let me grab this apple from my son back here and pop it in the makeshift garbage bag. Ian, say hello.
Hi.
What is this, Ian?
It's a hotel.
Hey, Ian, what is your show called?
Pokemon.
No. What show do you have?
What's your YouTube channel?
Ian's Corner, right?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Ian Corner.
And DJ says hi, Ian.
Hi.
Say hi, DJ.
Hi, DJ. Don't forget to die.
I'm gonna flip the camera around because this is actually kind of cool. We just came on to this. Oh, hold on. Kate says hi now. Say hi, Kate. Now she's gonna cry a little bit, but my daughter cries a lot. She cries an awful lot. Let me throw this apple in the garbage here.
You want a new movie?
Yes.
We've had Teletubbies on for a while. I'm gonna find something else for these kiddos to get into.
All right, Kate gets to pick.
Kate, do you want Barbie Princess? Do you want the Wiggles? Or do you want...
Wiggles? Okay, Wiggles it is.
Wiggles. DJ, I know you've got little ones, or you had little ones. Your little ones are not as little anymore. Did they do the Wiggles? Actually, Mark, I think about it, I think all of you guys have little ones. but the Wiggles have to be better than the Teletubbies. I know, DJ, I keep telling her that, but she doesn't listen. Yeah, I heard something about the Wiggles being completely different. It's, I think there's one of them left over or something. I think there's a female Wiggle now, right? Wigglette? Is that sexist? Probably. This is, downtown Valdosta. You know, I probably could just do this, switch it this way. There you go, downtown Valdosta, and as you can see, there's a lot of traffic. The funny thing is, this is pretty far from where I live, and obviously not on my beaten path, but I've actually been through Valdosta twice in a week now, thanks to going up last week to Dragon Con in Atlanta. That's the James Beck overpass that we just went over, by the way, for all of you James Beck fans out there. I feel like there should be some sort of museum located right around here for an old show that's on Nick at Night. It's the Bewitched Museum. I don't have an RV, but I do have a minivan packed with very impatient children. Hey Chris, we actually are already in Georgia, Valdosta, Georgia, away from the craziest part of the hurricane. This is still on the hurricane path, but by the time it gets up here, it's supposed to be much lighter. We're probably practically halfway to our final destination at Chattanooga, Tennessee. I actually really like these little small towns. I don't want to live there, or, you know, really even slow down or stop. But, you know, if somebody wanted to walk up and hand me a biscuit, that would be kind of cool. Yes, that's little hurricane humor from me to you. You'll see little things flying back and forth. Those are love bugs, by the way. Mark Fun Jones, who, I don't know if he's still on here, but he's from Florida. He knows the love bugs quite well. For those of you up north, the love bugs look exactly like lightning bugs, except they don't blink. What they do, however, is fly around having sex constantly until you kill them with your windshield. And they are a man-created species, because obviously the world was missing that. Mr. Greg George, Adventures by George. Let me throw out a couple of quick plugs. We've got Chris the Shriner Dog, we have Nola Deej, and we have Adventures by George. All three stations that you need to subscribe to. Mr. Greg George, you've seen on here multiple times. Also, Viking Creative. Not only does he have an awesome station and some of the best editing skills, or filming skills especially, that I've ever seen, he's a heck of a photographer too. As you can see, we're not really making a whole lot of speed right now. Greg, flipping hot down here. I bet when we left this morning it was muggy. For those of you just joining us, again, this is Valdosta, Georgia. Oh, anyone see that? That dude just fell off his bike and I got it live. Oh, that is worth going back and watching. And he saw that I was filming him. I'm gonna go back and watch that. Let me know if you saw that dude eat it a second ago. Look at this, the Dosta Playhouse. That is awesome. Love little old towns like this. It's funny, I went through downtown Valdosta about a week and a half ago, but apparently it was on the outskirts, and there's a smaller downtown, because it looked nothing like this. This is definitely built up a lot more. So everyone watching, just know that Greg George does have power, so when the riots break out, he could head over to his place and play pinball. Chris, thanks for stopping by, buddy. This is a cool little town. Here's the Valdosta Chamber of Commerce. I'd just like to point out how impressed I am that my wife can drive like this.
Stop.
Up here looks like the Valdosta that I drove through last week. Got the DQ Grill and Chill. Oh, look at that. Greg's going to be on TV. Greg, I'm hoping Monday, but the way things are going, it might be Tuesday. We got the phone call from Seminole County Schools saying that they're not going to open back up until Wednesday. So a lot of it depends on how bad this goes. So DJ, you're gonna put Greg on TV. See, it pays to hang out in the Exploring Live vlog. I'm kidding. It doesn't actually pay to hang out in the Exploring Live vlog. Well, it sort of does. I mean, you watch the dude fall off a bike. And, like, to me, that's pretty grade A entertainment right there. You know, we've gotten into the good part of town, though, when we have the pawn shops starting to pop up. Looks like we're getting a green light, so maybe I'll have something kind of cool to show you up here.
Stop and get some pho.
Yeah, some pho up here. We all know that the best pho is in backcountry Georgia.
With Louisiana seafood.
Louisiana seafood and pho. You know what, Deej? Traffic it's kind of funny. We were on 4 to 95, got all the way through Jacksonville before it got crazy. Then it got bad, so we jumped on the side roads, and now we're heading over towards 75. The back roads are actually more clogged up than the major areas that we were in, but we had it on good authority that those were going to start getting really bad soon. Smoking Pig Barbecue. Greg, I want to see that video. You got yourself a Kia? Kia ain't one of them American cars, is it? Dang old Kia, tell you what, it's one of them Korean cars. I don't know, what do you cal 2 days of rain in Florida? Hey, more pawn shops. You cal them call? That's not funny at all. Hold on one second.
Where's your blanket?
Where's your blanket? Okay, I gotta reach back here and get
I can see.
a... You'll have to wait a second, Ian. I don't see your blanket, kid. For this blanket?
No.
Okay.
It's right there behind this pillow.
Oh, okay, 1 second, guys. There you go. Gotta be a good dad. It's called a weekend. Zing.
Place 41.
I don't know.
I go this way.
We're gonna try going this way, and hopefully we're going the right way now.
Yeah, we're gonna run the light.
We're gonna run the red light and hope that we're going the right way now. Wacky waving inflatable arm tune band. If you like small towns, this is kind of a cool little area. Valdosta, Georgia. Right on the state line, tell you what. just keeping the stream going so you guys can work out your little business arrangement. Oh, here we go. Darn straight, we're doing some exploring. Oh, it's the Mathis Auditorium. The famous Mathis Auditorium. This Chancy Drugs. I gotta ask you, would you ingest anything from a place called Chancy Drugs? It's kind of a nice little shopping center there. Motel. And Chinese restaurant. Look at this thing. Ooh. Ooh. That's seen better days. This is kind of cool though. There's the Ashley Cinema over here. Old-time theater from the 70s there. That's what theaters looked like when I was growing up. Jones, you gonna put on a mask and make some videos? Who does that sound like? Make sure that after you say something horrible to somebody, you LOL, 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 LOL to your own comment. God bless your heart, Lou. Yeah, I gotta say, it's a lot more built up back here than I thought it was going to be. The little bit of Valdosta I went through last week was not anywhere near this built up. Definitely slow moving though. I do have unlimited data, George. Greg, George. Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm reading your name and saying it as I go. No, my thoughts are I'm going to be the opposite of Lou and say a whole bunch of nice things about people. Good for you, Mark. All joking aside, that is a great attitude. It shows you actually can be a bit of a smartass and still be a genuinely good human being. Ooh, holy smokes barbecue. Look at this. It's kind of cool. Oh, there's more pho. Pho. Pho is very popular down here in Valdosta, Georgia. Oh, it's the Agonai. And Ikebana. Look at this Ikebana over here.
Looks like it's seen better days.
Yeah, Ikebana isn't doing hot over here. Mr. Noladad. Taking a break from ranking up those viewers with his channel. You are into gaming and claw machines and all that stuff, which I know from my son watching those videos constantly. Many of you are. You should check out his channel. I've actually caught my son watching Know the Dad's channel on more than one occasion. Yeah, that's a little rough over there. Thank you, sir. I hope that we're overreacting to this, but I'm not taking the chance.
We're not overreacting.
Got a Brewster's over there. I haven't seen a Brewster outside of Florida. Mark, we will talk to you later, sir. I'd like to apologize to everybody for the soundtrack on this video. I've grown accustomed to it because we've had the Teletubbies on for the last 3 hours. I know it's not fair to the rest of you.
Hello, Wiggles. It's 2 minutes till showtime. Hi, Mrs. Bingo. Hi, Dorothy. Jeff, you're asleep. It's almost showtime. Wake up. This'll do the trick. Mrs. Bingo, don't blow that whistle.
Well, I know New Orleans isn't scheduled to get hit by this one, but I understand there's another one coming up in the Gulf right now. What's going on with that? Whoa, sorry about that. It'd be nice if Calgary was nice any time of year. Hey, beat up Mexican restaurant. This is definitely a interesting combination of very nice and very beat up. It's a nice Starbucks over there. Definitely a completely different feel here in Georgia than the ones back home in Orlando. I do believe we are leaving Valdosta now. It's a nice little town, I like it. I don't see myself living here, but I could visit this. Hear my son snorting back there? Currently in about 23 minutes to get through town. Actually, this area reminds me a little bit of back home. Hold on 1 second, guys. I do believe I see some brake lights ahead. So, let's see what's over here. This looks kind of cool. It's very well done. So we left Orlando probably at about 10 o'clock this morning, I'd say, give or take. On a normal day, I'd say we're probably 3.5, 4 hours away from home. It's actually 4:10 right now. So obviously it's taking considerably longer, but hey, there's a hurricane coming, so I'm sure quite a few other people have the same plan that we do. My first time fleeing from Armageddon, so forgive me if I'm not doing this correctly. Got a couple of videos I'm going to be cutting up, edited actual episodes of Splorin' that I'll be working on while out of town, including part 2 of that one from Dragon Con that I lovingly refer to as the Dapper Challenge. Mr. Keeper, good to hear from you, sir. I appreciate that. Hey, another barbecue place. My kind of town. Yeah, looking to have part 2 of that, the Dapper Challenge, up and ready shortly. I've been working on that a little bit today in the car. That's going to take a lot of cutting and pasting, so, because honestly there's a lot of stuff on there that is just throwaway. Hour and a half, gotta cut it down to maybe 10 minutes. Clear ski. Something like that. It's hard to tell how long that's going to be because it keeps changing. And yes, that is the Wiggles. I figured you would probably recognize that. Your kids are slightly older than my kids, but not much. Oh, there's the Smoke and Pig barbecue. Adam is not bothered to say it anymore. No, but he never really was. I mean, I don't think I'm letting too much out by saying that that was sort of a long-running gag more than a serious thing. So, am I gonna keep doing it at this point? Yeah, probably. I'll just have to be a little bit more creative in how it gets done. Well, actually, we've got Yo Gabba Gabba, and before you jumped on, they were watching the Teletubbies. So, the unholy trinity is represented well in this car. This white minivan. Yeah, we're rocking it suburban style. Definitely starting to get back into the sticks a little bit, although it looks like it opens up again up there. There's, however, a Waffle House, so we still have a good dose of Kid Rock to get through. Well, of course you do the minivan. We all argue about the minivan, but when it comes down to it, and the minivan is forced on us, we all enjoy the benefits of it, and we can always say that the wife forced us to do it. My wife is enjoying a Monster energy drink. My wife does not drink energy drinks generally. How's that Monster treating you? She loves when I put the camera on her. Oh, the Wiggles are going to do the twist together.
The kids are about to sleep, so turn it off as soon as they are.
You know, Greg, I was actually kind of thinking about that. It's possible. I didn't get a good piece of footage for that, but I might just ask him if he can do it and send me the clip. Text it over or something.
Do you want me to go this way?
Yes, that way. Whoop. Promised you a show. $75 north. Now we're rocking. And because I'm all about the entertainment. Strippers. Need we say more?
And then
And the Bigfoot Travel Center. Strippers and Sasquatch. You know that you've entered Georgia. You know how else you know that you've entered Georgia? This truck right here also lets you know that you have entered Georgia.
but they're from Florida, right?
Yep. They say they're from Florida, but they seem pretty comfortable. Huh, isn't that the truth? Those are pant strippers. I don't think paint strippers is quite what they had in mind. I thought I said pant strippers at first. I'm like, yeah, well, they probably are, so. Oh, what is this up here? I think it's a way center. I want to get an idea as to where on 75 we are right now. So, Greg, when you make your big debut on New Orleans television, you're not going to forget the little people, are you? The final destination today is Chattanooga, Tennessee. Kendra's family, a lot of them at least, are in Chattanooga, or just north of Chattanooga in Hickson, Tennessee, which is just a suburb, big suburb, but suburb nonetheless. We're gonna ride it out there, like the burnt out. I don't know if you saw the burnt out folding chair on the side of the road. It's all set up. See, there's the story behind everything. I'd like to know the story behind burnt out folding chair off the side of the highway. Now, Greg, if you do that, I will send you a $20 gift card to someplace.
That was close. Thanks, everyone.
Target's good.
Dorothy thinks I've forgotten the birthday. She'll get such a surprise tonight. Talking about surprises, how about
Born to be seen. What is this? Watch for motorcycles. Wouldn't it be ironic if somebody hit a motorcyclist while they were reading that sign? There's an awful song playing back there about a dinosaur birthday party and being forgotten. And there's a clarinet. Unhappy dirge. Take a look at this, by the way. Kind of looks like something's already been through here. Do we use the Waze app? We do. We don't today. There are so many people trying to get out of town using the Waze app that the app is actually screwed up down here. It's not working correctly. It takes forever to lock on. Keeps jamming up the phone and lagging. And half the time it just doesn't really put you where you're supposed to go. Actually, Kendra turned hers on this morning, and instead of putting us on the road, the text came up and just said, "Good luck." So, thanks, smartass.
It's just the thing I need to win the competition and the great world has won.
I can see it.
Interesting. Cranking the speed back down again.
Nobody will ever doubt the power of one in the great unknown. And then I'll be a popular man about.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to put a bullet in this particular live stream. We might jump back on later when there's a bit more to see, or at least some updates as to what's going on, but thank you for swinging by. Anyone have any conversations they're currently part of that they need to phone and finish up? Need me to keep it going for that? Alright, then we will see you next time as we do just sass.